part of the qualifier system, but you know that's what we got. I think as a team, there's no use crying about it. You either like you're going to lose games in the entire history of your career. You will drop series.
Yeah.
You will have to learn how to get over it.
And get over it fast. I mean, people were talking about, you know, even just as recent, Mineski, who were looking like one of the best teams in the group, one of the teams to really take it to Faceless. They dropped that series against Faceless, and then you only have like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to shake it off, get right back into another best of 3. And unfortunately for every other team, they have not been able to shake it off, and they dropped that series. We'll have to see if, you know, America, it's going to trend the same or not. But to lead things into the beginning of this draft, MP go back right away for the Mirana first pick, a safe pick for them and for Envy.
That's one of their best openers, I think, versus Complexity. I don't really like the spin opener for them. It works, and it's one, but I would say it's more due to the fault of their opponents rather than it actually being a strong opener, because you already know their safe lane core, which is a big deal when you have your first pick. And Sven's not like the godly, oh, you're gonna like he's not worthy of a first pick, especially not for every team.
Lots of respect even in the first set of bans, though. The obvious one, of course, being MP getting rid of the Lesh, where in the past matchups, they favored getting rid of, like, the OD plus Drow. This time they're like, we won't give them the Lesh. They use the Lesh both support as off lane, and they can just be very crafty with it. And then coL, of course, respecting that Naga, which has pulled out already some clutch wins and something that can be very hair-pulling to a lot of teams.
Yeah, that's a headache hero, especially in the hands of NP. Both Aoi can run it. I have seen SVG play it before, so
Slark is. I expecting that they expected the Mirana pick, because Slark is one of the few like safe lane cores that can actually just kill a Mirana over and over again. Like, we've seen a lot of teams just not have enough catch for Envy, and he gets a lot of farm, but this time the Slark will be able to chase her down with the Blink Dagger and or the Shadow Blade. Usually the Shadow Blade, I think, that we see. But Timbersaul's a very, very strong hero versus the Slark. And Warlock doesn't have the greatest burst, so he's also gonna be at a slight disadvantage versus the Timbersaw.
As we move into our second phase of bans now, neither lineup really kind of showing how fast or slow they want to kind of dictate the pace of this one. Maybe Slark could kind of have a wager in that, but
I think MP has already shown that they're like way faster than normal. They haven't drafted the Sven, they haven't drafted the Invoker. These heroes need, let's say, like 10 minutes minimum before they actually start coming as 5. Yeah, sure, you can throw the Sunstrike here and there, but like Mirana, you can start moving around like level 5, level 6, level 7, as we've seen Envy do many times.
yeah, he's been very good about moving around and even just utilizing the farm along the way.
and she doesn't
pretty
need a lot
nonstop.
of. She doesn't need a lot of help in lane. Envy is, I would say, it's one of his better mid heroes right now. He's had pretty consistent performances.
I think it's the best one
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
of the ones that we've seen him play. But
I mean, then again, the sample size isn't like terribly large.
yeah, his Razor's probably pretty good, but we haven't seen that.
Too much.
Yeah, too much.
Lots of thought here, though. MP still got to respect some other potent mid laners that are out there that could square up against the Mirana, but obviously another thing to fear is Mu. People were saying that Complexity also could be hindered if a lot of pressure could be added on Mu in his particular lane matchup.
I think they're going to give him Nyx. Like, Nyx is pretty good versus Timbersaw. It's also like they need something like faster, I think, for.
They need something that matches up well against the Timber. I could definitely see
MP aggro?
Yeah, MP aggro.
Sand King had been ignored
Probably.
actually this time too. Normally a hot pickup for a lot of the other series, this one though. And also another interesting, something I was going to bring up before we hopped into the series that these two teams always contest over is the Wisp, but this time they're not even touching the Wisp at all. Usually it's a Complexity go-to, and only when MP plays against them, MP will also consider it in their own lineup, but not for the series, it looks like, at least not for now. Disruptor going to be banned out now, and before that was the Zeus by MP. Isn't that kind of intriguing in itself? My first thing I think of is MP trying to pull out like a Terrorblade or some sort of crazy illusion lineup or something.
It's a lot of magic damage against the Timber Saw.
Yeah, it's kind of seen as a Timber counter, but we've seen way more teams go for the Skywrath over the Timber.
Oh, it is coL are going to be one of those teams like you're talking about, like intriguing picks. Zeus, yeah, they get cancel Zeus a lot. I mean, Swindle loves Zeus too. Swindle used to play like Zeus in the mid lane, even back since he played Heroes of Newerth and stuff.
Zeus Warlock is really tough on the team fight though. Like if you don't have good BKB heroes, which they do not right now, you will probably lose team fights for a good first 30 minutes of the game.
Man, now I'm going through their actual time after completing out their reserve, really thinking about what they want to get with the second ban. A critical stage where maybe some cheese picks could come out, but we haven't seen a lot of the cheese. No heavy Huskars, no Broodmothers or anything like that.
I think we've seen like Broodmother mid once this qualifier.
Yeah, Brood has definitely been kind of neglected a bit. Ursa going to be the one to take out. Typically very good, of course, against the Timber Saw, but
yeah, I mean, this tells me that like they're heavily prioritizing. It's probably MSS Timber Saw, him having a good game here, taking out both counters to Timber.
Many used to say coL was a pretty good laning counter against Timber, but we don't get to see a lot of coL in America. He's not an American hero, apparently.
Does that make you sad?
I mean, I've already admitted that coL isn't the most exciting hero to watch. He's typically paired with games that like to be prolonged a bit and stalled out.
He's come a long way since.
I mean, he's been granted many blessings from the frog. Yes. I will not deny that. I mean, over the years, going from the cooldown reduction on his mana to the extra move speed, lots of goodies.
Mana leak.
Yeah. The blinding light blast is even bigger now. You can bump him into a different game. It's pretty cool. But here and now, not valuing it whatsoever.
So what does coL want to get here?
I personally think Nyx. I was thinking about other heroes versus Timber Saw and Mirana. You talked about the Sand King, but Sand King's like a strength hero versus Timber Saw, and they don't really have anything like combo with it right now. So that's not the best for them. Sky is also similar, and like you have nothing really to combo with his ultimate. You don't have any way to lock him in place. Pounce is like okay, but it's not nowhere close to any good stuff.
If NP go aggro, and they do the Timber Saw safe lane, how do you feel about Sand King Skywrath dual lane against the Timber Saw?
That'd be good, but you'd have to you're committing 2 picks before you see their next 2, which is I don't know. It'd be risky. The Sky 2 is sometimes very risky by the teams.
It's a pretty solid pickup, a classic for Z Freak. It done a lot of work already through the qualifier and pretty much this Dota season on the Kunkka, and can be a good pick. High mobility heroes like Timber Saw and Mirana could be snagged and pulled right back. And obviously the benefit of having the rum from the boat in the team fights could add to the longevity a bit. And then Ogre comes out. This had been a tried and true for NP. Like every single game it feels like Theben has been playing this hero. And he just soaks a lot, late game in particular. It's always notable that he's always the one getting ganked, but it always takes a little bit of extra force, and the teams end up having to commit 1 or 2 extra spells they were hoping not to commit to just take the Ogre down, and then they're left without those spells in the following counterfight from NP. So outside of that, it doesn't deserve a ban, so I think we might see Theben play this Ogre this whole series.
That's a very sort of blasé pick.
I know. I mean, it's not exciting. He's just there, you know.
It's good in the sense that it's a support that can't be bullied out by the Warlock and the Kunkka early, but it's bad in the sense that you're gonna have melee overload already. It's 2 to the 3 heroes are melee, and they're high armor heroes, and then they have a lot of magic with the Kunkka, the Sand King now, and the Warlock even with the bonds and the ultimates. They're gonna have a lot of issues actually doing stuff in the team fights. Laning stage is great though.
So they do go for that's probably a Moo Sand King.
Yeah.
It matches up okay against the Timber. Just if you caustic, I know Sumail's tested that matchup out mid a lot, mid Sand King against mid Timber Saw, and caustic allows you to usually what happens is that you trade farm because the Timber Saw can't really approach the wave, and then Sand King pushes out the wave, and then Timber Saw just last hits on the tower.
I would imagine a pretty good win-win regardless. They'll both get a lot if put in a head-on-head kind of a matchup. That's if MP, again, go along with some sort of aggro matchup. But now they pick up the Sven here, which is the NP Sven, so
They have so much magic damage though. He's actually like not as good as the other games that I've seen him in. But he's a BKB carry. And he's versus 3 melee, so there's a lot of cleave potential. Even like with the Infernal, he's always gonna have a good target to hit. And it's gonna be okay, I think, scaling late. I prefer NP's lineup if this goes like pretty late right now. And a nice setup for the Mirana arrow. Their team fight is like way weaker though than Complexity. That's like the biggest glaring error I see in NPs.
No small chance, only because it's been done once before by Complexity, that this is a mid lane cancel Kunkka.
It could be. Yeah.
How's that matchup against Mirana?
You can get it like a stout or a PMS and just last hit trade farm. I mean, there's potentially kill potential for both heroes if you get like a rotation. But overall, one-on-one, I think it's fine.
It did not. I remember watching it, and it was all right. It was put together with an Ember Spirit type game, but it wasn't really able to take off so fast, and it wasn't super convincing in the lane. But we'll see if it's something Complexity go to or not. Maybe this last pick could decide that. It's on MP though, and they are looking for what I imagine to be their 4 position grab.
They need a team fight support.
Team fight support.
Team fight support.
Witch Doctor had been a trusty pickup for them a couple of times.
Yeah, Witch Doctor I would like a lot.
What else is there? Skywrath Mage.
Right, they take the Skywrath themselves.
Okay.
Dude, Sky looks very vulnerable here. I guess he's good in the like to zone out the
laning stage.
The laning phase, but
Feels like Slark food.
it's like over. I think it's like. I mean, if they do very well in the lanes, I think they can transition that. But if their lanes somehow go poorly, which I think is a potential with like the combination of like Sankey and Kunkka, like they could draft an Invoker last, have Sunstrike for like all 3 of the lanes, and just be in a really bad place.
And the OD will come out. As I mentioned, usually NP in all their previous matchups against Complexity have banned out the OD and the Drow for their first 2 bans. They didn't do it this time, as they put more favor in banning out that Complexity Lesh, and OD will show his ugly mug as their final pickup here for cancel.
I like the OD.
It looks like it's going to be OD versus MV mid lane, and you can bet your sweet bippy that Theban's probably going to be hanging around that lane too to help things out.
Or SPG.
That's true.
The supports on MP have to play very well in the first 6-7 minutes of the game. They have been, but this game even more so than others. Like if OD gets farmed, like Force Staff counters like so much of their lineup. And
Yeah.
Defensive Astro also like owns like Sven Burst, Skywrath ulti, Mirana stun, Ogre stun, like all these things they can just counter initiate, and then you're going to deal with the boat and stuff. But their team fight is like way weaker on MP. They need to win the lanes or do very well in them, or stack a ton of ancients and not die to them.
I think they definitely have the potential to win lanes though. They have Skywrath, Marana does great in lane, and Ogre can run around.
All right, gentlemen, let's get into it. We can start things off with a couple of predictions here. Total number of trees destroyed.
Alright, I have no idea what.
Easily 301
I mean,
plus. It's almost always 301 plus when there's a Timber in the game.
I can't believe that's actually one of the questions. I've never seen that before.
I saw it a lot in
Seems a bit ridiculous.
TI qualifiers.
Alright.
Player with the highest total physical damage done to heroes at
Sven.
game, and
Sven.
feels like a pretty safe bet. Player with the highest net worth by 10 minutes. Could be like
probably maybe Envy.
Yeah, I would pick the Sven or
could be OD.
or the Marana.
Yeah,
Could be Justin.
I would say Sven or Mirana too. I don't.
If Sven was safe lane, I'd say Sven, but I'm not sure if it'll be safe lane or not.
I'll just put a casual Mirana down. Just
We have
to-
1 minute left. We can wait. Okay, whoever gets first blood.
Time for the first tower of destruction.
They don't really have good heroes. I think both of the teams want to stay in the lane, so I'm gonna say 11 to 14, or maybe 8 to 11. 8 to 11 is pretty common. Oh, they're coming around.
Yeah, they're doing
Melons.
a long journey
Oh, Melons.
all the way, and the closest person is Melons himself, the Warlock. But
Oh,
look
he
at this, he
popped
actually
it.
heads south. They ping him out, but he's already way down and below here. They want him. My
Oh my
God,
God.
the furthest stun I've ever seen in my life leads to the arrow, leads to the arcane bolt, and leads to the first blood, and it's going to be MSS who will pick it up. I actually thought Swindle Melons was pretty safe there, but man, he gets in the range for the Stormhammer.
Could Timber be highest net worth?
What are Timber starting items?
I'm gonna put Timber.
Okay.
3 sets of regen, a stout, and wards.
All right, so he's going to the off lane. No, I'm gonna pick the I think you should pick what's it called, the Sven for highest. Well, it's too late now, I guess.
Too late, but
Oh no,
we'll put you down for the Sven who just.
No, it is an aggro tri lane. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was right. It is an aggro tri lane.
So Demon will be hanging down here at the start then. Where does that put SVG? Also down here. So they're gonna let Envy, fend his own devices in the mid lane up in the matchup against OD here for now. It looks like. While coL will do a dual lane here. Z-Freak is going to be joining Moo at the start to go against MSS up here, who has that first blood advantage now. So
the aggro try by MP makes it way easier for them to go onto the OD in the mid lane too. Like Ogre plus, I think Ogre plus Mirana can potentially kill the OD. Sky plus Mirana can kill the OD. From top lane, it's just really difficult. You need to use a smoke, or he needs to be very liberal with his astrals. And top looks like MSS will be able to eat and reserve reward if he ventures that way. Oh no, that's his sentry.
Z-Freak seems to be on it here, and not going to allow MSS to kind of be too free in that lane for now. But back at bottom lane, Melons already getting bullied back by both supports here. They're giving all the room for Owie so he can casually farm away in the lane without too much trouble.
The Warlock heal is surprisingly good though versus the Skywrath. You can neutralize a lot of his mana dumpage.
Yeah, and it's not too expensive either. And with a clarity or so, he'll be able to continually dish it out. But still, ideally, Justin would love to be up there with the creeps, hitting them where they are. But everything in MP's power to make sure he can back off, and they'll have to kill himself and come back with more mana and do it all over again.
They still have a lot of regen left. Like 2 more heals from the Warlock, and then 1.5 set of regen left on Justin. They are threatening Melons though. Melons looks like he could be the second person to die this game.
Possible. He had to be forced to use the heal on himself, and that's when they strike. They do stack the stuns up a bit, but it doesn't matter. The burst and the damage alone is going to be good enough, and nicely done, Ben. As Swindle indeed will be the next one to go down.
Yeah, with he needs to be more careful about that. When you see someone die to roast, they're almost always gonna TP back to lane. So he just didn't wait. Like, all you need to do is wait like 5 seconds for someone to show. Either he's gonna pressure mid, he's gonna go top, or he's gonna go bottom, and he's gonna show himself like immediately after the TP scroll. Like you're not gonna just sit there as a Sky at level 1.
SVG's back now with full mana, and he just popped his second level into the concussive shot slow.
Yeah, I think Z-Freak should move to another lane here because he's not really doing much top, and the sinking can do fine against Timbersaw solo.
They might be able to get a kill on Envy. He doesn't have anything coming on Chicken. He has a Fairy Fire. Astral is up now, but not enough creeps to tank the tower. This next wave, Mirana could be in a little bit of danger. He's on the south side though, so that makes it a lot more difficult. If he were right next to range creep, Cancel would almost certainly go for the kill.
Envy definitely seems privy to why Z-Freak is missing off the map.
Yeah, with the bottle coming, it's not going to be
Even pings right where Z-Freak was, and now he has the bottle. Z-Freak will have to adventure either to a different lane or back to top. It looks like he'll go for the latter, journeying back up to that top lane. And I agree with you, Charlie. I mean, Moo's definitely doing fine. I mean, he's top of the CS charts right now, 19-2. But
yeah, it's actually a really good matchup for sinking because you just hit the creeps a couple times with Caustic, and then Timbersaw can't actually approach the wave. He just has to wait for the creeps to die, and then try and last hit on his own, like under the tower or something.
Casual strike top lane. They continue to trade, but we keep our eyes back towards bottom here because we have to keep tabs to see Justin and his regen. Still has a South, still has a Tango. Swindle's got a couple of wards now as he attempts to scout out where exactly they might be blocking out their pull camp here. SVG's on the other side dewarding as Swindle is warding, so
he didn't get the body block. If he got the body block, it would have been way more effective than actually killing the sentry. But he didn't block the 4-minute pull. They really need to be able to pull in this lane because Warlock is like he's their kill target. So if he can just chill behind the tower and soak up neutrals, that's ideally what you want to do.
Oh, Envy up in arms with cancel, dished out the Star Storm. Here comes Rose, now in from behind. He needed another shot, but they get a good angle as he leaps back it away, lands off the arrow, and will get the kill. Nicely played and manipulated by Envy himself. Envy pull ahead 3-0.
Envy again, showing his early game prowess on the Mirana.
Definitely looking like his best hero of this season so far, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, he's owning. Baited him with the raindrops too. Raindrops before boots.
Ooh, Seafric getting off the torrent, but will TP backing away as there was no stun available there by Teben. But he makes his first appearance to the top lane now as they're looking to aid probably MSS a little bit, plus putting that hand in hand with the fact that Moo is definitely farming up nicely here.
See, AUI knows the importance of the block. He actually just sat in the camp for like 10 seconds to make sure that he didn't get into the pool. And it's supposed to be a support's job, but if support's not going to do it...
Owie's like, I got plenty of support experience, I'll do it, I know what to do.
It's super important versus Warlock. Like, if Warlock just free pulls on bottom, like it makes him a super strong hero and worthy of a first pick.
So Swindle's now at 3.5, but still has a ways ahead of him. Tries to go for the side pull as much as possible, but will take a couple of them. So that will certainly help the case for Justin a bit more.
Z-Freak smoked mid. Envy has max bottle charges, a stick, and raindrops. I don't think this is going to be a kill for him.
Yeah, level 2 torrent now, but yeah. Envy again sitting nice and south.
They can't kill top either though.
6-minute rune.
They have raindrops galore on NP. Oh, with Epi maybe. Huh.
Arrows out, not going to get that one. Envy grabs with the double dune and return back to the mid lane, top lane. Epi flies out from Moo, trying to get a hold of MSS. They pull him back, but those drops fend off a lot of the damage, and the reactive armor begins to kick in. He pops the salve and struts on home. Z-Freak pumping faking the torrent, but knowing it's going to be useless. Cancel now shows up, but not going to be able to get close enough. MSS avoids all trouble and forces out a minor rotation from coL that is not successful.
If he had hit a couple of creeps with Caustic before he went for that combo, I think he would have died.
Yeah, at the same time though, maybe he wouldn't have come up if he had. If he shows his aggression. Well, smoke around onto bottom lane. Melons in a very vulnerable position. He is
oh my god, he just walked into a brick wall of MP and gets shredded apart. Owie picks that one up.
Yeah.
He's so sad. I think he's only gotten one pull off. He's at... Does he even have boots? He barely has enough. Okay.
He has boots and paper. That's about it. He's a very sad man right now as he continues to beg his way in the bottom lane to try to scrap together what is possible. Envy and Cancel matching up a bit here. Cancel level 7, but no sanities yet. Continue to harass him back. So early game obviously not working so well here, guys, for coL. Z-Freak hasn't really been able to find a home for himself. Any sort of impact he makes between mid and top lane obviously is not going to be easy or successful. So where do we go from here? Swindles also has kind of obviously been put into a bit of a slow mode. Is it on Cancel now to step up to the plate, and how long is it going to be before he's able to step up?
They just need to wait until 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you get home, you get level 6 on one of your supports, and then you get a kill, because those are big ultimates, Boat and Warlock ultimates. But you just need to make sure you don't just hemorrhage kills before then, you know, try and just... I guess people call it like soft defend towers. You're like just there. You're not actually going to defend, but you're just there just to make sure that they know that you're there.
Oh, they're trying to get a hold of Theben here, but they get out the Moonlight Shadow. Is there detection? Who's got detection? No one's got detection. Z-Freak bumps his back a bit, but doesn't even throw out the torrent, and Theben walks away from a full gank and rotation from complexity to the bottom lane. Unsuccessful. coL continuing to reach to get a kill on the board.
That was rough. They could have like used scan, I think. I guess it's probably not worth an ogre kill. They're expected to own the lanes though. Their lineup with the ogre and the Skywrath as their supports are like they needed to win the lanes. Still, once complexity gets level 6 on the Warlock and the Kunkka, things can be a lot different. But the problem is like NP's like infrastructure is just really solid right now. Observer wards, like raindrops, no deaths. Everything is smooth sailing.
Mu is somewhat close to Dagger though, but if he dies here, this is really scary. For
Yeah, we
him.
got approaches happening from both sides right now while they go for Mu. They try to make a jump for Justin. We go back to the top lane though, where they're getting the go on Mu here. He burrows to the side and will be able to waltz away from any additional trouble, but MP will be able to finish off, or try to finish off what they're starting here on this tier 1 tower. Cancel's nearby though. It's going to be a fight over it. Sea Freak waits, pumps fakes. And the Torrent and the Astral timing is not going to work out. Diving from MSS, some good damage on the Cancel, but they will step back and Envy will take the last hit on that tier 1.
MP are doing a good job of not over farming at this point. They needed to take down the towers because they're way stronger before complexity gets 6. So take down the towers, force them to fight. Like if they actually wanted to fight, they could have TP'd like one more hero top. But complexity, they just wanted to show 2 heroes and not actually fight.
Back to bullying Swindles here for MP. They see him trying to go for a pull and they know that they cannot have any of that, so they move in to intercept. But then once Justin rolls through, they obviously will pump the brakes here, but Justin obviously doesn't want to get caught up with trying to help Swindle out. He needs a lane to farm, and Swindle is starting to feel very uncomfortable with this positioning, so this is just even more farm being sucked up by MP as they pretty much control the complexity jungle now. But
Almost in tome range for Melons. Almost.
Almost. It's fresh level 5, so still got a little bit to go before we can have the rock.
But Ancients are stacking already for AUI, and his net worth is already #1 securely by 1,000. And I think it's going to continue to get worse because Complexity can't even go into their own jungle, let alone the enemy Ancients.
I mean, Swindle has a ward. Let's see if he's crafty to try to... Okay, he'll plant it right there. Under the vision, unfortunately, of MP. If they were watching, they will take care of that.
I think though that once Complexity goes for this initial smoke gank with their level 6s, it's going to be super obvious.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mu will have his Blink Dagger now, but at that same moment, we see Aoi already chomping through. An easier stack to take this to go around, and he'll be able to easily take it apart. 1,800 gold now sitting in his pocket, and soon to get more.
The smoking look like it's coming now. They're all grouped up.
Yeah, suddenly everyone from coL missing with the exception of Justin at the bottom, who is getting jumped at this moment. But obviously not enough to pull out a full follow through. Still coL missing. MP could begin to go into a bit of a defensive state, and they begin to hustle and hide under these towers.
It's already gone. They're pinging out the Ancients, but... Yeah, the Warlock deaths don't seem like that big a deal, but like if he didn't die 3 times, this Ancient would probably still be up. His HD would be a little bit slower, there'd be one less stack, and they would have waited to take it out. So,
Ooh, they spotted Envy going for the bounty rune. That's where Mu makes his jump. There's going to be the boat and the torrent, and I think Envy might pay the price for that one. MP know it, and know they can't help him.
That's a good smoke game.
I mean, that was super fortunate for them that Envy walked down.
Yep, they're still chasing though. They think they got to grab onto Theban here. The Fat Ogre. Going to be connected. Another Moose set up there with the Burrow Strike. Cancel follows it up with the Astral. Rotations are starting to come in. Can they finally burst them down? Let's see, it can. But again, it takes a lot of work. And Envy's already back. He actually bought back to come back into this one. Jumps in, gets a Starstorm, and they get a kill. Taking down Swindles first. Are they going to get his brother? Oh, little Zach tries to run in and hide and get denied within the creeps. But nope, gets blasted down. SVG will pick that one up and turns it into a 2-for-1 trade. Envy with the buyback on that, guys. Did get the pick off on Melons, so is it worth it or not?
I don't think so. I mean, they got 2 support kills, that one of which probably would have happened anyways without him. And if you look at his net worth now, he has fallen quite far.
It could have been worth it because Swindles didn't actually skill his Warlock ultimate that fight. Like he hit level 6 and then he casted heal on himself because he was about to die, and then he he didn't actually skill it up, but he was like maybe trying to. But if they had dropped the rock and they had actually hit the torrent combo onto...
Another takedown here for Envy possibly. Oh, he's able to leap and run out and away. See, he has that pocketed haster. Ooh, Moo almost walks into an arrow. But Envy makes it away.
Yeah, if Complexity execution were closer, then he would have actually been needed there for that fight. They missed a torrent combo on the Ogre, so he got a stun off, and then they didn't skill the ultimate or use it, which could have been a big tide changer for Complexity, but still it's very good for them, and very fortunate for them that Envy bought back.
Looks like MP is on the move back to this bottom lane to try to finish out this tier 1 now. It'll be their second tier 1 takedown. They found Justin hiding behind it. MSN begins to bully him a bit, and before Aoi can move on in there, they can connect with anything from Skywrath Mage. Justin will pounce back and away. Z-Freak's here now. They connect on MSS with the Torrent. Now Burrow in from Move. Boat flies out. Good connection. Right on MSS as he tries to Timber Chain away. Now Aoi's going to be looking to go for the TP. Can he make it away? Yes, he can. Cancel shows up, but it's just a hair too late to stop him. And it'll just be the one MSS Timber Saw takedown.
That would have been worth a rock drop if Melons were there. He was on the north side trying to de-ward and place wards and maybe catch someone else with the rock, but that would have been very nice. That was a great boat by Z-Freak too. There was pretty much nowhere he could have Timber Chained safely.
Yeah, great timing, great connection. coL rewarded with a good momentum swing here, and some pressure still to the bottom lane. Epi in the pocket of Moo here, waiting and walking behind the tier 1. But coL go right back into attention. Envy, of course, farming still this top lane. Has Moonlight Shadow, but now begins his rotation to the bottom. Are coL going to be sticking around here?
They don't have that ward on the high ground, so without that, you cannot feel safe. You cannot really contest the Ancients that well with it, and you cannot take down the tower, because they could easily just wrap around with Moonlight, and you would have no idea. You would be none the wiser.
So coL pump back for now. And
They're all just sitting under a ward.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Slark pinged it out, but their Observer Ward is also going to get dewarded. Ogre is going to beat it down.
Yep. Very awkward spot right there for coL, as they will lose a bit of their intel here. Now he's already back inside, and he's taking yet another 3 stack of Ancients.
Yeah, he's at full HP though, and the Ancients are already dead.
Moo's watching. Moo
Maybe
nearby.
he goes for Epi?
He's going to go in with the Burrow. No commitment for the Epi, but they will get him with the boat. And the Torrent combo coming out from Z-Freak. Then Justin sweeps in from the rafters, gets good connection, and then Cancel will finish it off with the ulti. And now they're looking for the follow-up here. They get the Astral, and then they wait for the follow-up, and they'll easily shred on down MSS. Epi flies out on top of it here. Connection, good arrow for Cancel, locks him in place, but MP have lost a lot of their firepower, and they cannot fall through with anything else. coL take another little skirmish.
This is what I'm talking about with like the predictable Ancient play by NP. Every time they pick spam, they HOD, and they do their Ancients over and over. And Complexity actually set up a decent foundation of wards to make sure that they were in a position to go for it. And then they had the Slark to make sure that like Moo was safe. They knew that Moo could just sit down there and then go in when his team was down.
Moo's
So
stuck.
I don't know if if NP's laning phase was actually good enough for them to go into this mid game. Like AUI still doesn't have Blink Dagger, and it looks like a big fight is about to brew bottom, and there's still the Warlock ultimate and still the boats which they have to deal with. Envy is out deep.
He's just casually walking down the lane. Invis. Luckily for him, there's not a sentry or any spot of vision around.
But now Justin's going to be able
They
to
do have
what he
dust
wants.
on Z-Freak here. Justin's waiting back and behind while Aoi moves all the way on forward. On the other front, Z-Freak going to get under assault from MSS. Justin was able to get the finish, taking out SPG right at the start of this one. Rock's going to be dropped, and it catches on Aoi. They're looking to get the finish on this Fed. Can they get him? With a pullback, they certainly can. And now MSS on the run. Timber Chain up north to make it back on out, but moves in pursuit and gets him with the Burrow strike. And poor little Rose trying to help from what he can on the right-hand side, but not going to be able to contribute a whole lot. They've already lost 3 here. Envy's still waiting and out on the far outside of this one. But he will be the only survivor at the end of the day. coL takedown 4. They lose nobody. And it looks like they're going to be going for a follow-up onto the tier 1. Oh, they spotted out Envy here. At least Justin did. Misses connection with the pounce. And Envy actually gets some good damage in with the Starstorm. Moves en route. Arrow will be dodged. Are they going to turn it around? Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. Moo jumps in. They get the Burrow, and Envy leaps away. Goes for the TP. He is... Oh.
Wow, he's very
That was
fortunate.
close.
that
Very blessed.
Slark did not... All you need to do is pounce.
Yeah, all he
didn't
had to do was
actually need
pounce,
to dark
but
pack.
he dark packed it, didn't have enough mana for pounce.
He didn't int swap either.
Yeah,
That would have been
it was not efficient.
not efficient at all.
We keep going. Action here bottom now as they've caught a couple of complexity stragglers here, but not enough lockdown and not enough of a reason for them to pursue on forward.
Cancel's Veil has been very effective this game too. Like, we didn't talk too much about it, but Like, it has just made the kills on so many of the quote-unquote tanky heroes like Timber and Sven just look ridiculously easy. They don't have any defensive supports. Both of their supports are very offensively based with the Bloodlust, and they can't actually protect either of those unless they get a Glimmer Cape. But they don't have money for the Glimmer Cape because they're under way too much threat after the supports have hit 6. And now Skywrath is just food for the Slark, who has a Shadow Blade and almost an Echo.
You know, this is actually incredibly smart drafting out of coL in the last 2 series. First against FDL, they sort of knew what FDL was going to do, and so coL picked a drastically different style here, where they picked like super fast, low cooldown stuff where they could just continually run at FDL and break apart their strategy. And in this game against NP, they know NP is like a much slower pace. They're not going to play that typical CIS style. And so what does coL do? They pick heavy team fight so that NP can't like contest these ancient stacks, for example.
coL want a piece of this big pie here. Swindles needs more time for the rock. Moo makes a hard commitment in with the epicenter though. Looking to burst down Owie, who's very low and will be finished off. Mystic Flare right on top though does serious work onto both Moo and Justin, but they split apart and they'll make it back in a way here. Envy, good arrow. MSS looking to help finish Cancel, but Cancel's able to hold on. Now the rock comes out and gets dropped right on top of the Mirana. Envy forced to leap back it away. Burrow connection onto MSS. Can he go for Moo? He's trying to. They want to get the grab on this in. Can they get it? Envy can. But now Envy is going to get sucked up by the Astral here. Cancel waits for his return, but is going to get silenced. SVG comes out through the trees, and MSS will meet him on the way back and finish him off. NP's fight to take now. They've already dropped 3, and they're looking for 4, and it looks like they'll get it. They take down the 4th. They want the Captain Melons. Can they get that too? Yes, they can. A 5-man wipe for Team MP.
Way too many misspells by Complexity.
Yeah, that was just poor execution. They didn't have the greatest vision on the high ground in the very beginning of that fight. And
they missed the X-Torrent boat. Slark missed a pounce on the Skywrath and then died because of it. Moo hit his spells.
Yeah. I do want to say that one dominated creep is a hero.
Yeah.
Is an absolute hero. Kept vision of the Slark so he didn't get the regen the entire time. And you could see Owie microing it. Oh man, that was very well played.
And now they finally had to blink on Sven, so now they are fight ready. Although they would have liked to have not lost a T1 and not lost like 2 fights prior to that. But
yeah, this pretty much puts the game right back even, at least according to net worth terms.
Yeah, that was a big fight, and Complexity definitely should have won that with all their teamfight ultimates. Just need a little bit better on the execution, but the problem is they may not have that many more windows because at this pace, Sven's going to have BKB by around 30 minutes. So ideally you want to take down a T2, win a couple more team fights, and do Roche before then. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Although, as long as they keep the support super under-farmed, like Skywrath is a Vit booster now, so not a super easy picking for the Slark now.
Smoke time for MP, maybe?
In the same vein that Warlock is also very underfarmed.
Yeah. But he's not actually going to get like instantly killed though in the fights. Like it's very difficult to go back. He could, but
he could get blinked on and then just chomped down by the Sven.
I don't think you can like run into him though. Like Slark's okay because he can just run on Skywrath ult, no big deal. You can't touch him. But like Sven, it's like he can get defensively Astral too, and then Sven's
oh boy, MP have just smoked and then Moonlight shadowed, and they're actually stalking Moo right now, and they settle for Swindle. See you later. They get him down right away, and the chase is on. Arrow connection. They get his brother too. Z-Freak will be taken out. coL quickly lose their supports, and they get the hell out of there.
They did not respect the Sven blink timing. They should have known it was coming just because like he was sitting on the same items for like 10 minutes or so. But they felt very comfortable in their team fight because they have better team fight, but not when their ultimates aren't up. And Swindles was just like so far out trying to play some wards and got caught completely off guard.
That will cost him a mid-tier 1. Actually feels surprising that it takes 23 minutes before the mid-tier 1 goes down, but nonetheless this turns into just free money on the map for MP to catch up with. They also have a tier 1 in the bottom lane to go for, and I imagine they're going to be heading that way soon, if not towards the Roche, but nearby they spot out pesky little Justin Slark, who's going to be forced to Shadow Dance now, so he gets the hell back. MP hanging around. Swindle boy is hanging out in the water, and that's where he'll fall.
What is his positioning?
Well, his other team is hanging out deep into NP territory. I don't know if he was trying to catch up with them or anything, but in the midst of it, they've run across NP here. Justin dancing around Envy a bit, not able to get solid connection here, and I think coL might have to backpedal once again.
Yeah, they need to wait for Swindles to revive.
Gotta fight with the rock.
Yep. The BKB's coming soon though. Sven's already has Ogre Club and 1,000 gold. That was fast. He just got like 2,000 gold in 2-3 minutes. They were gifted a window, but it looks like that window's slowly closing. I mean, they can kind of handle him
I think
during BKB, but
late game, it's I don't think it's like a complete win for MP though.
it isn't. But once he gets BKB, they're gonna win for like next 10 minutes or so. Then like,
yeah.
Warlock, Kunkka, these heroes,
Sand King,
useless.
right?
Yeah. And they don't buy time for the supports to get items like Glimmer. And maybe a Ghost Scepter versus the Slark.
Right.
Maybe like a pipe on the Timber so they can tank all this Veil damage.
MP now could decide between going back for Roche, bottom tier 1. There is a DD rune also in the river nearby. Moo also close. Hitman Z-Freak both in this bottom lane, and a Moonlight Shadow helps them set up a takedown with what looks like little effort here. Gets off the Yules, but it's only going to be into a Mystic Flare. Even an Envy getting in on the action with a KSing arrow. They spot out nearby Z-Freak, and they'll take him down to Ruthless mid-game now for MP as they take, what, 3 straight skirmishes? They take that bottom tier 1, and now it's Roche time, and the cherry on top is that DD rune that was also right out the front door.
Complexity have such poor vision around the map. Like Slark is not really getting solo picks or dewarding the majority of the observer wards or scouting out Moonlight Shadow ganks. He did get a chicken, but that's kind of the only thing he's done vision based this game. And then the Warlock has just been constantly dying trying to place wards, or what I presume to be him placing wards around the map, and just been caught in really bad places for his team. He can't die that early in the fight. Maybe if he had max fatal bonds it'd be okay, but he has max upheaval, so he needs to stay alive.
Yeah, I think Complexity before those pickoffs really wanted to fight a 5-man team fight. I would have expected them to like group up, smoke or do something, but sort of just caught all around the map solo farming.
Yeah, they weren't able to take down any T2s. If they take down one of the T2s, they can like smoke around behind the Ancient, and then they can actually take a fight there. But with that T2 still up, they can only approach from like 1 or 2 different angles, and Sven is being beastly. He's like covering one end with he covered one end with a Helm of Dom, and then they can just all be prepared for the other end.
And now it's MP to the top half of the map here as they push down, and it's, you know, they got an Aegis, time to take down some tier 2s here.
Are they going for double pipe? I see a hood on Timber and a hood on Ogre. I expected Ogre to get a Glimmer Cape.
It might just be poor communication.
I'd be pipes. The Aura stacks.
It is a lot of magic damage out of coL.
Yeah, it is. Oh, they just double smoked. So yeah, you're right about that.
I was just gonna chalk it up to poor
get,
communication.
Yeah, you gotta get double smokes for double pipes, guys.
They need a gem on Slark, I think. Like, it's getting to that point where they just constantly keep getting caught off guard, and Slark is Shadow Bladed, but he's running away from his team because he doesn't know where they are, and they are about to get dumped on bottom if they went down a little bit more. Whew, that was close.
MP don't go close enough though, and coL are suspect, so they wait back behind this tower.
Like, look at Slark. He's like at their T3s because
he needs a BKB really badly. I don't think he can really fight now.
I know he's an item behind.
Catapult down as NP are back towards the bottom lane now. They continue to just pressure all fronts, keeping past the river. coL doing just the opposite here, trying to prolong their life and stall things out and avoid any sort of confrontation while the Aegis is still up. But that's only going to last them so long. Nice DD rune is going to be picked up from Justin here, but
It's a farming rune.
that's only going to be a farming rune.
They have the gem on him though, so this, like, now they can actually
Put the gem on
do
him?
stuff. Yeah. So now they can actually like scout out Moonlight Shadow, they can deward, they can go for solo picks, they can do like a lot more things with this gem that they couldn't before.
Ooh, Burrow,
He has the
Silver
Aegis.
Edge
I
hit,
don't think you want to go for him.
yeah, just as fast as they hit him with the first couple of shots, they pull off.
Maybe they didn't realize he had Aegis, and then someone like yelled at them. That sounds likely. I don't think you like give up your positioning like that just to get half HP on a Timber.
There's someone's yelling at him. I think I know who.
Why?
He needs to deward though. He's farming with it, but he needs to sweep the map, make sure they don't have any wards.
Envy knows that they are in the area, and he quickly leaps away before getting potentially caught out and pounced upon by Justin. So coL will continue making the work down that top lane. But at that same moment, Envy have also made their advancement down here south. Tier 2 is going to be theirs for the taking. And things will just be split here as they continue to move on in. But it looks like MSS will go towards that top tier 2. They have a Moonlight Shadow, and they'll see if they can catch anyone lingering behind. Slowest to swindle, but MP don't pursue. Just more avoiding, more objective taking. More of coL not looking to fight.
He still has not dewarded a ward yet.
The Slark, yeah.
He might get this one though, but they're actually kind of perched to kill him.
I was baiting the ward almost, baiting the lane.
They don't have a. Oh, they do have a sentry.
And right now, I think you see the fact that coL doesn't have an ancient farmer.
He's walking into it.
Oh. Here he goes, dum-dee-dee-doo, and then they jump him, but the Mystic Player is going to be coming out, but he just shadow dances and walks back away. The prison will be there, but they make their jump instead. They look to go for cancel. They get the scoot, he walks back away. Here comes Moo going in with the Epi, finds and isolates and is able to take down Envy on one front, while Owie looks to go for another. Gets the swindle grab, now goes to bring down the Golem, we'll get that too. Demon up ahead, gets stun connection for Moo, but Moo should be able to make it away without too much trouble. MP now down in Envy.
Wow.
They get back out.
How did he darkback that? He like I don't know if he actually like saw the Sven and the Ogre like sitting on the side because he came up from the north, or he just darkpacked it as he was hitting a sentry and an observer ward. But like that darkpack just completely saved the fight. I thought he was just gonna die.
Oh, go for the...
Oh no! And he saw the Sven maybe in that spur of the moment, but Moo's here. Jumps in, gets the burrow, but it looks like they might be able to get Justin. They will get him! That's a gem on the deck, the Moo! Only Sand King survivor in the area, and he's also gonna go down. Ooh.
He died because he didn't kill him too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just stumbled across him, and I don't know, maybe just got jumpy and knee jerked an attack onto Owie instead.
They didn't even have Epi, so I don't think there's any way they killed the Sven there.
Man, that put coL so far behind. That was actually like a decent fight for them,
alright,
because they killed Envy, but and now that's the Skywrath is like actually has some items now.
Yep. Now they're back in the dumpster.
Yep.
No, he did well. Like he was aggro tried. He got a Shadow Blade at 16, 17. He got a free kill on the Skywrath, and then after that, it's just been.
I think the fact that coL doesn't have an ancient farmer is actually really hurting them, because all the lanes are getting pushed out by like either the OD or the Sand King, and then Slark is like running around trying to find farm here or there, but
Whereas they should be able to get more kills. Like they should feel a little bit threatened to push this far out. I guess not.
I mean that botched team fight in the secret shop, like really set them back.
Moonlight Shadow MP on the move here from the north. Envy looking for the setup. Nearby is going to be Swindle. Crosses his path. They're actually right on top of each other, but no commitment made yet. Now it's going to be coming out. So SVG spots him out, but gets hit by Moo. They quickly burst down Seafrick, and now they look for the other side. God Strength going to be popped as they wipe the floor with the 2. Now they want cancel, and they'll be able to slow him down. Shocker will be there to assist it, and they get him. He's going to be gone. Self-Astral prolongs it, but it'll be Justin as the only survivor. Owie secures a double kill, and people will take this tier 2 and go into the high ground. Maybe trying to force out a buyback here from the OD. He has one.
You know, they had an observer ward up there the whole entire time, and it's about to expire right now, but it's the Slark's job to de-ward those. He kept farming neutrals, he like kept pushing out lanes with the gem. Like he had 2 minutes of the gem, didn't take down a single ward, and they like took 2 really big fights because they didn't feel threatened at all, and they had very good awareness about the map. Like it was a first pick Slark too. They don't have that great of heroes to counter him, but.
Oh, the Timbersaw is decent against it.
Yeah, but Timbersaw hasn't been against him like most of the game. Timbersaw.
I mean, I think it's been his own like poor decision making.
Yeah. It has been. I think it's a little sad to see. Now that he has BKB though, maybe he can make more mistakes and get away with it.
We'll have to see if it's too little too late after...
It's still salvageable, but they have to make something big happen before the next road.
They
I
need
think
like a really massive game-changing
Yeah.
team fight
they
where
need, they need like a chain feed. Like you kill Marana and they fight S4 and he like buys
Yeah.
back and something weird happens. Like they need something like that to happen, which is it kind of happens.
I mean it's an envy game.
It's an MP game. They need one of those kind of MP games.
Yeah.
But I don't know how forgiving they're feeling, at least in the matchup history between these two teams. MP have been able to close out each time, so we'll have to see if coL can kind of break the trend or not with the new BKB on their Slark.
I mean I don't think the Sama is that generous. He already gifted a game earlier.
Yeah, I don't think he. They could easily just give him the Aegis too, and then there's very little that he could. Actually, I've seen NV2
Ooh, nice.
stuff.
Bloodthorn now complete on Owie.
Yeah.
And that will be in great timing here.
Oof. Double BKBs now. So they have 2 BKBs and 2 hoods right now. And a Glimmer on Sky. So everyone has some sort of magic defense now. And it's still pretty early into the game to have all those
boy,
defenses.
they are going to possibly T-bone Complexity. They already take out Justin. You're hoping for a 1-by-1 kind of a situation, but it's coL who will be in that unfortunate side of things, as they do lose Justin, then the follow will be there, and now they're looking to chase anyone they can. Z-Freak's nearby, going for the TP, will be able to make it out. MSS continues to chase, and Arrow flies, but the rest of Complexity will make it safely indoors.
That's...
But now you have no rock.
Unsalvageable. Yeah, unsalvageable at this point.
No rock for 25 seconds. Slark will probably need to buy back, so this is as high as he'll probably scale.
I don't think you buy back. I think you just let the racks fall. They can't mega you right now because you still have a T2 up in mid. You go for a play at Roche because you still have Rock, you still have Ghost Ship, and then now maybe Sven won't have
Well,
He bought back.
he buys back after they quickly take down Z-Freak. Justin jumps in and right back out. Still holds his BKB. Moon's here now. And MP are like, hey, we got the buyback. We're cool with this.
Yep, let's just Roche.
Let's just Roche. We're going to go play with this big boy.
I think it's a knee-jerk reaction that someone just dies you at the T4. You feel like you have to do something as a core.
But even if he buys back,
Yeah.
I think even if MP takes that fight, there's not much that Slark can really do in that position anyways.
Nope, not versus the BKBs. He would need like a Basher and a Butterfly at this point to contest them during BKBs. But he does not.
No, he's incredibly far behind right now. That Sven is
Can he
massive.
kill Sky?
He's got a rod. He's got the rod of Owie. And a Glimmer.
Oh god.
Oh, can he juke his way? Mr. SVG finds himself into a nice little pocket. Has no TP though, but
He can Glimmer and then go into
He's
another
gone.
spot.
Yep, he's gone. Doesn't even need a Glimmer. Uh-oh, but...
He is not
They say-
gone.
they-
Hey, how you doing? Oh, he glimmered. Oh, the burrow missed, but okay. Send you to the Shadow Realm. See you later.
That's 1 part of 5 for chain feed.
Yep. Suddenly, let's see, MSS maybe runs down mid lane.
He has 27 bloodstone charges, so
But
that's not.
he'll have to like also let go of the keyboard.
Yeah, and TP in and let go of the keyboard.
Oh my god, I didn't realize he had so many charges.
He has just not really died.
He has
In
not
a
died,
very
and
long
he's been
time.
there for every fight too. 6-3 and
Yeah, they're
11.
going for the chain feeds.
Yes.
This is their opportunity. Justin, you
Behind.
can do.
No, they're running up north. They don't know they
Oh
went up
no,
there.
Swindles is gonna get caught out
Swindles
again.
is on the other side, but now far from his team. They actually ping him as they drop the ward. He goes for the rock anyways. It's right on top of him as they're under the moonlight shadow. The rest of the team looking to converge in, but they do take Swindle down. He got what he needed down. Can the rest of Complexity pick up the pieces from there? Justin wants to focus down MSS, but we know how tanky he is. He'll at least try to sap up any stats if possible. But the rest of MP quickly rush on back. And look at that, MSS will be able to make it back and away here. Getting canceled down, forcing out his buyback is plenty for MP. And they run back and away.
Swindle saw him and he's like, not like this, not again.
I'm done for, guys.
I'm getting off my spells this time.
And then they just BKB it off.
He goes for Envy right in the midst of a Team NP and gets it done. Now Moo joins his side, goes in with the burrow. Mystic Flare will be there though, and Justin has to step on back and away. Moo still caught in the mix as he does the self-Yules, and he'll end up being dropped. Z-Freak also looking to get on the action. is not going to be able to offer a whole lot, as he will also be stopped. Hoping for a pick opportunity on the MP, but they're all right there. And
Justin,
now,
you can do it. You have a double damage.
oh, they spotted him. He pounces up over towards Roche's side and makes it away.
No double damage.
I mean, I think he would have died.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you just have to go for it.
Well, what do you got to lose at this point?
Yeah. You gotta take risks.
Maybe enough to at least stall MP from moving in for a Roche now or whatever.
They're going in.
Okay.
He has BKB up now.
Yeah, he's not an easy guy to take down here. So he just dances right in front of him.
Still
And
20 seconds without envy.
I don't know if coL are able to do much in his absence here. Just back to farm, back to make up for the deficit they lost earlier.
Not with the way the MP are playing. They're sticking together so Slark can't pick them off, and then they just BOT in with the Mirana. They can even do it on the HOD creep if they want to, so they're just together as 5 as soon as possible.
Smoke from coL, they don't catch move with it, but the rest of them will roll out now. It's Roche time, and coL know this. Everyone's back and alive now. As they make their approach, we need 30 seconds before Chaotic Offering from Swindles will be online. But they might not have that long. Justin's already up in arms. Owie right there. Moonlight Shadow. They make the jump. They make the burst play. Can they get canceled down? Yes, they can. He is out without a buyback, and coL are going to be hemorrhaging at this point forward as they also lose Moo. Justin, one of the Lone Rangers, last in this one. He BKBs, but he's only trying to run away now. They wait for the BKB to wear off, and they'll get him with the stun. He also goes down. Both cores on the sidelines, no buyback. Swindle will also be taken care of. Even the arrow gonna drop him. That might be enough to force the towel in as MP trot their way down this mid lane and look to go for some closure.
That has to be GG. I think, you know, when we're talking about the charts, the whiteboard, and then we talk about Cancel being one of the least experienced cores, I actually forgot that Justin is also should be up on there.
Yeah.
I think this game is like very demonstrative of like what he could have done on the Slark and what he actually did on the Slark. There was a big gap in expectations versus reality.
Yeah. Missed a lot of spells.
Yeah.
Didn't get like key pickoffs on supports in the beginning of fights.
Didn't deward. The dewarding was a big deal because Swindles couldn't do it. Well, AUI Sven carries once again.
Once again, the Sven gets it done.
He has like a real life war cry, dude, on that hero. I swear. He just like pumps his team up.